after the collision that killed her.
The San Diego County Board of Supervisors wants to start a notification system in case federal assistance benefits are cut. I have more from a morning press conference coming up.
This hoarder house in Ocean View Hills that neighbors have been complaining about for years is finally up for sale. We'll take a look inside and tell you how much they're asking.
Researchers are boosting photosynthesis to boost crop production.
The San Diego Blood Bank is celebrating 75 years by honoring Jim Walker. Wait until you hear about his life-saving stats that date back to 1968.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a $50 million claim filed against the city of San Diego by the family of a woman who was found dead inside her vehicle at an impound lot. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel in for Marcella Lee. The 65-year-old woman was sleeping in her parked van in Claremont when a drunk driver hit her vehicle. As CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, the woman's body was not found until a month later when a towing company employee noticed a foul smell coming from the vehicle.
The last place you would think to look for a missing person was inside of a car.
This tow yard lot in Grantville is where they found the body of 65-year-old Monica Cameroni de Adams in December of 2023. More than a month after a drunk driver plowed into her parked van on the side of the road in Claremont.
A worker at the tow yard reported a pungent smell coming from the car, and that turned out to be Monica.
Attorney John Carpenter is now representing the victim's family, filing a $50 million claim against the city of San Diego for failing to find the woman inside the van at the scene of the collision before towing the vehicle away.
The death was approximately caused by leaving her alone, struggling with her injuries inside of her car, entombing her in her car, taking her car to the tow yard and leaving her there to die.
The drunk driver, Jordan Lopez, was arrested at the scene with a blood alcohol level of 0.26, more than 3 times the legal limit. Court records show he initially was charged with vehicular manslaughter, but later pleaded guilty in a plea deal to DUI causing great bodily injury. An autopsy showed the victim died from blunt force trauma injuries. She was homeless and had been sleeping in her parked van at the time of the collision.
Just because someone is homeless doesn't mean that they don't have a family that loves them. Things are difficult. It's easy to overlook people that are homeless, but they do have loving families and they do matter, and this story exemplifies that.
The city of San Diego did not respond to our request for comment and also has not responded to the family's claim, meaning a lawsuit likely will be filed in the near future. That DUI driver is set to be sentenced in court next week. Under the terms of a plea deal, he faces a maximum of 6 years in prison. In Grantville, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Just a tragic story there, David. Thanks for that report. Tonight, a man is in jail after sheriff's deputies say he tried to kidnap a Lyft driver in East County. It happened just after 9:30 last night. Deputies say the passenger was Shane Capizio. They say he threatened the driver, saying he had a gun, and told her to drive to the off-the-charts dispensary in Lemon Grove. Sheriff's deputies were alerted by a text message to 911. They went to the dispensary's parking lot and found the Lyft driver in a physical struggle with Capizio. Deputies intervened and arrested him. They later found he did not have a gun. He now faces several charges, including kidnapping, robbery, and false imprisonment. We're told the Lyft driver suffered no significant physical injuries.
Concerns about President Trump's economic policies led to a widespread market sell-off today. It started early with all 3 major indexes opening sharply down. U.S. stocks slid throughout the day, and despite a brief afternoon rally, they closed deep in the red. The Dow closed lower by more than 2%, pulling back from a loss of more than 1,100 points at one point. The broader S&P 500 also plunged, dropping by more than 2.5%, and the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite plummeted by 4%. This was the worst day of the year for both the Dow and the S&P 500.
Today, people protested outside the federal courthouse in downtown San Diego. They're against the Trump administration's cuts impacting NOAA and the Environmental Protection Agency. Since taking office, President Trump's administration halted federal funding to various organizations and causes, including NOAA and the EPA. DOGE has also eliminated thousands of jobs. NOAA monitors the atmosphere, weather, and climate, and the Trump administration is shrinking its staff by up to 20%. Well, scientists worry that could hurt the National Weather Service's ability to even produce life-saving forecasts. San Diegans protesting today say this won't just impact us right now, but also future generations.
I don't know if Trump really believes in climate change or not. What he does believe in is making as much money as possible before the consequences of his often shaky business schemes truly kick in.
The Trump administration projects the cuts could save billions of dollars and help address the national debt. San Diego's acting Board of Supervisors chair wants the county to send a notification to everyone who gets help from federally funded programs and warn them they're at risk of losing that support.
This call is coming amid proposed federal funding cuts to those programs. CBS 8's Alex Cheney was there for the press conference today and talked to Feeding San Diego about how cuts to food stamps may affect them and the people they serve. Alex?
That's right. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer is trying to get ahead of things. What she wants is a notification sent out to everybody in San Diego County who accepts federal assistance, that's Medi-Cal or that's food stamps, just in case the federal government decides to cut those programs.
Medi-Cal, SNAP, or CalWorks recipients could soon receive a notice like this. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer wants San Diego County to create a notification of funding at risk to be sent to the more than 1 million people in San Diego County currently accepting federal assistance if the programs are cut.
We're able to, at least the very least, to do the work to communicate with program recipients to let them know that the programs they've been relying on to eat, to see a doctor, to keep a roof over their heads are in imminent jeopardy.
There are no cuts to programs right now, but the supervisor is concerned that if or when that happens, certain recipients could be unaware and wants them to be able to plan ahead.
People have a right to information. I think government transparency is very important. So we want to be as transparent as possible with individuals in our region who might be impacted.
Lawson-Remer says about 400,000 San Diegans receive food assistance benefits. A reduction in that program could put an increased burden on hunger services such as a food bank.
I think it would be prudent on part of our elected officials and our community to be able to provide advance notice if the cuts are in fact happening.
Bob Kamensky, the CEO for Feeding San Diego, says federal funding works as the first safety net for those needing aid. Nonprofits, like Feeding San Diego, are the second safety net that would have a larger need if federal benefits are cut.
There are going to be more people falling through that first net that we're going to try to catch. And that's going to put a greater demand and pressure on our abilities to serve a larger number of people.
Lawson-Remer says that the notification system will be put to a vote at tomorrow's Board of Supervisors meeting. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
All right, so get your umbrellas handy. Rain is returning to San Diego tomorrow.
Meteorologist Sean Stiles is in tonight for Carlene as a look at the first band, I understand, could make it for a tricky morning commute?
Yeah, the morning commute could be a little bit wet, to say the least. And then as the afternoon progresses, even more rain heading our way. There's a second storm and possibly a third, but let's deal with the first one. Starting overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, this storm will bring heavy rain at times and possible flooding in those low-lying areas. Here's a look at the storm as you see it sitting offshore. So it is knocking on the door here in Southern California and will be making its way in over the next 24 hours. A flood watch for much of the county. We also have a winter storm watch. That's off in the distance. That's that second storm. As far as the forecast is concerned, a 1/2 to 3/4 inch starting tomorrow, a break on Wednesday, and then Thursday we start to see the next more potent storm come in. This one will bring heavier rain and up to 1 inch plus along the coastline. I'll have the complete forecast in just a bit.
Thanks, Sean. And remember, for the latest weather conditions and alerts on the go, you can download the free CBS 8 app from Google Play or the App Store.
Trash, abandoned furniture, and rotting food in the front yard of a house in Ocean View's Hills. Neighbors say they've been fighting to get a hoarder's house cleaned up on their street for years.
It's a story that we've been following for a couple of years now, and tonight there's a major new development. The house is up for sale. CBS 8's Steve Price joins us live from the home with details. Steve.
Well, Carlo and Anna, to say this house is a fixer-upper, quite frankly, is an understatement. This home needs a lot of work. The asking price just under $600,000, and neighbors hope it sells fast. Pictures from the online listing don't sugarcoat what you're getting. The bathroom is disgusting. The living room, a mess. The staircase needs major TLC. Here's the front page showing the 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath home has an asking price of just under $600,000, and only cash offers will be accepted.
It is a little bit overwhelming because there's been so much time put into this.
Eddie Mead lives right next door and has been fighting his neighbor for years. He says her hoarding spills over to his place.
Several different types of rats that live in her home that do come right over to our home from all of the overgrowth.
And he says it's not just the hoarding that's hazardous. He says her attitude is toxic too.
She harasses the children of my best friend, which is directly across the street from our house. And she just, anybody that goes against her, she throws terror underneath her feet to get her way.
The property owner, Lisa Golden, tried to save her home, but after multiple warnings from the court to clean up the place, a judge finally said enough is enough and granted a court-appointed receiver's request to sell the home. Golden has been ordered to stay away, but multiple neighbors say she's still around.
She is around all the time. If she's not in court, she's sneaking in and out, hauling things in, hauling things out.
Eddie says the city ignored the neighborhood's complaints for years, but all of that suddenly changed after CBS 8 aired multiple stories about the Hoarder house.
Without News 8, I don't believe that we would be at this point. Not even close to this point.
Adding to the angst, the house caught fire last year, and while investigators couldn't pinpoint the cause, neighbors have no doubt Golden's actions contributed to it starting. It may have taken a lot longer than they hoped, but they're glad she's about to be gone for good.
I just really hope that a lovely family moves in.
By the way, if you're interested in putting in an offer, the house located in the 5100 block of Mariner Drive, there's only going to be one open house. It'll be this Thursday from 10 to 1. That's your only opportunity to get inside. And also, I should tell you that another house in this neighborhood just went into escrow, and it is in escrow for $950,000. So there is some wiggle room in there, Carlo and Anna.
All right, thanks, Steve. The price is getting higher for those buying marijuana products in the city of San Diego. Details still ahead.
Plus, the investigation just launched by the Justice Department into the price of eggs.
And why LA's district attorney says he opposes efforts to free the Menendez brothers when we come back.